Good morning, everyone, and a really, really warm welcome to this video. So, my friends, today it's about a super important topic. Okay? I mean, they always are, but today it's another super important one, namely the number one problem: parents feeling stuck after trying everything to help their child with allergies, with asthma, with eczema, or digestive issues, and why most kids struggle to really improve lastingly, and how you can achieve that. How you can achieve that, my friends, and what does that look like if we achieve that? That could be a child playing outside, running around, enjoying the great outdoors without constantly getting congested, breaking out in a rash, or having to use their inhaler. Or that could also be just a child sleeping through the night because they can breathe freely. Or the skin is calm without the constant itching and irritation. It could also look like a mom that's calm and relaxed, not constantly on the lookout for the next threat that could affect her child's fragile health. Food reactions gone, constipation gone, frequent sick days gone. So, if you want that, then today you are in the right place. I had a bit of a chaotic start this week, I have to admit. My car broke down unexpectedly in my kids' school parking lot, which we call a blessing, and it had to be towed. And I didn't have a car for the last 2 days. I had to arrange for my son to be picked up and dropped off at school, which was, let's just say, slightly stressful. And today I'm finally going to pick up my car again. Because if you've ever been on an island without a car, you know exactly what I mean. It absolutely just really feels like being stranded. But nevertheless, none of that stops me from supporting children and their families. And that's exactly why we're not doing this live today. But instead, I'm recording this video for you because it's so important you hear this, and because I have my appointment a little later to go pick up my car. All right, so much about that. Okay, so I have the absolute pleasure of being able to talk to a lot of parents. And guess what? These sweet, caring parents and caregivers of children with health challenges, they usually know a lot. They've researched every diet. They know their ways around supplements. They speak to lots of different experts, and they really, they really know a lot. I spoke with one mom just a few days ago, and she's done everything. She tried elimination diets, probiotics, natural remedies, homeopathy, even different therapeutic approaches, and yet she still felt stuck. She was frustrated, she was exhausted, and honestly doubting if her child could ever feel truly better. Sound familiar? That's exactly why I want to do this video today. Because no matter how much you've tried, there's a way to finally see lasting improvements. And it starts with understanding the hidden roadblocks that keep these issues coming back. And over the years, talking to so many parents, I've realized something really, really important. Even when families do everything right, the results can still fluctuate. Every child is different. Every family is unique. And what works for one child doesn't always work for another. And that's why the main problem isn't a lack of effort or knowledge. It's that there isn't a one size fits all solution because each child is different. Their triggers and the way their body responds are completely individual. And that's what makes these issues so frustrating, but also what makes lasting improvements so possible when you focus on the right personalized solution. And if you are at a point where you are doubting that there even is a solution for your child, believe me, if I say with my 10 years of experience working with kids, there always is a solution, even for your child, particularly for your child. So, most kids don't have the problem that their parents aren't trying enough or don't know enough, but they lack an individualized approach that truly fits their specific health needs. So, what do I mean by that? Okay, so parents often ask me, what exactly is your method? And the short answer to that is, well, over the last 10 years working with children, I have developed what I call the HEAL method. It's my personalized system shaped by just hundreds of kids by watching what worked best for them, what challenges kept coming up, and what actually helped them improve. And from those experiences, I created the 6 steps that form the HEAL method. But here's the important part. I don't apply the HEAL method in exactly the same way for every child. There isn't a fixed set of supplements in my replenish step. And I don't remove the same foods for every child in the remove step. It's also not a linear step-by-step process, right? Where you just do one step and then you do the other step and then you do the next step. Instead, these 6 steps, well, they overlap, they intertwine. I adapt them to the individual needs of each child. So it's not a rigid system, right? It's not a one box fits all approach. It's a flexible plan that meets each child where they are, addressing their unique challenges and supporting lasting improvements. So, for example, 2 weeks ago, I had a mom and I got to talk to her. She has background knowledge in nutrition and health, and she had tried multiple therapies and diets. She already tried various approaches to improve her child's health. She had already supported her other child effectively, also really well, but her younger child, she just got stuck. And from no improvements 1 month to some significant relief the other month, but very inconsistent. So, what was the problem? So, for her, I really recognized that not having a truly personalized and flexible method that adapts to the child's specific reactions and needs was the missing piece, right? The secret sauce, so to speak. Yes, because what does the HEAL method do? It makes sure that every day new adjustments and supportive actions are applied and staying consistent with that. Well, sometimes we don't need new adjustments every day, but if there is a day where we need some adjustments, we do them, right? That's it. That's the secret. And what I often see happening instead is that a child is taken to a naturopath. One or a few supplements are recommended, and the parent goes home, starts their child on the supplement, and they are left alone. And maybe they do see some improvements with that, right? Or maybe they don't. Or maybe their child even develops another symptom or gets worse. But essentially, they are left on their own. Maybe there's a checkup, right? Scheduled for a few weeks in the future. They don't know if they should continue with the supplement if they don't see results, or if things get worse, or if the kid gets another symptom, they don't know if certain food is safe or whether a small change they made helped or hurt. Sometimes they stop the supplement out of caution or frustration. Other times they try it for a while, they don't see progress. They start looking for another expert only to repeat the whole cycle again. But I also see parents continuing to give their child a certain supplement without even knowing if it helped them. And they just continue to give that supplement because they are so afraid that if they take it away, things might get even worse. And that's exactly why and how the heal method is different. It's not just a one-time recommendation or a single supplement. It's also not a series of supplements. Believe me, if there was a single supplement that could turn things around for your child, I would gladly share it with you today, right now, even if that meant that I would have to look for another job. It's a living adaptive approach, same way as we are dealing with a living adaptive system being, right? Every day, new observations, small tweaks, supportive actions are applied, and every step is guided by how the child actually responds, not by a fixed formula, not by a lab test. It is guided by how the child responds. Monitoring, closely watching our children is our best tool to measure progress, right? Or if something works or if it doesn't. And that is how we move from inconsistent results or no results at all or things getting worse to steady, lasting improvement. So children can finally feel better and parents can feel confident and the whole family eventually can breathe a little easier. Okay, so that's what the heal method does. And here's the good news. You don't need to know everything. You don't need all the supplements. You don't need perfect circumstances. If you have a good method, a good plan, it works. And I have the opinion that even if someone has already tried everything without the results they're looking for, right? Without your child breathing easier, without them being able to play outside, without breaking out in a rash or not being able to breathe through the night, or even maybe they'll have to use their inhaler because they're having another asthma attack. Even if that's still your reality, it's possible that can still get there, right? With the right method, the right plan that is personalized, customized to your child's needs every day, that helps you to achieve lasting health improvements and peace of mind for your child. Does that make sense for you? Yeah? Okay. I hope that it is a big relief for most of you, because the part I still want to discuss with you is how do you do it every day? How do you do it every day? It's just taking small steps, small but meaningful actions tailored to your child's needs. So you know, hey, it is important that every day new adjustments and improvements are made. And I worked with a family, or I still do, in fact, for example, right? And when I first spoke to them in one of my breakthrough sessions, they told me, Yes, I would like to improve my child's allergies naturally and get away from daily medications. And it hadn't worked so far. And they said, yes, this is the very last straw. If that doesn't work, I'll give up on supporting my child naturally. I'll just continue with the medications because I don't think it actually works. All right. I got to look at their existing routines and approaches, and I saw why there wasn't improvement yet and how I could apply the HEAL method to their particular situation to achieve daily improvements. Now, they have the following situation. Now, they see significant and lasting improvements with their individualized plan. They even were able to go on a vacation. And in the last month, we had several updates from them where they were traveling, busy with family. And in the meanwhile, new progress and positive changes came in without them having to do anything, right? So, who would like that? Write it in the chat below. If you listen to this, who would like that? If you know, I'd like that. I'd like to be able to support my child naturally and then lasting improvements come in. So if you would like that, then you are in the right place right now. Give me a yes. Give me a yes below because it's like telling the universe, hey, universe, it's me. It's me, Bettina. Yes, I'd like that, please. So put it in the chat. Let the universe know who would like that. So I want to leave this video. I want you to leave this video knowing that it is possible and that it is also possible for you, even if you think it won't work for me, won't work for my child, won't work for my family. That's why I told you about this other family. They were firmly convinced this won't work for me. Yes, when they came to me, they didn't even know if they wanted to apply a natural plan in that direction. And now there are completely different possibilities for them. So, how does it work? How is the heal method actually work with your own family routine? That's the cool thing about the heal method. If you use it every day, new progress and improvements appear. Period. And another mom, she also came to me in a breakthrough session and was totally frustrated because she had invested a lot of money. Yes, money, but also time in various diets, therapies, supplements, and routines. And that was now almost for a year that she did that. And I think she got very little measurable progress in total. And then she thought, hey, natural therapies, holistic therapies, they aren't working for my child. And also, right, when we had this conversation in the breakthrough session, tears came from her side, from my side. I also, so I sometimes I have to cry because it's so touching what those families have to go through. Also, I sat there and I spoke with her because I can totally understand it. This frustration of you do something caring, something loving. You have a vision for your child. You want how you want them to grow up, right? You want to bring health and relief into your child's life. You want to change things for them. You've maybe done all the research. And then only minimal improvements or inconsistent results come in. So here is what the problem was with this particular mom. She didn't have a functioning personalized plan and daily method. Yes, she had a plan. She even had a plan from a naturopath where she had tried to follow generic advice. But no one had shown her how to adapt it specifically to her child, monitor reactions, and adjust the plan dynamically so that it works consistently. And yes, it was pretty intense when I uncovered that. I told her in the breakthrough session and uh, also what I found, right? And that was not pleasant to hear. It's not always pleasant to hear, I have to say. But she got so much hope because she realized, hey, wait, it's the method. It is the plan or the lack of plan, right? It's not me. It is the method that hasn't worked so far or the lack of a method. Just like many of you might think, hey, it's me. Because of me, it doesn't work. I have good news for you. That is not true. If the heal method fits your child, then it works. So, how our families get new insights, progress, adjusted methods that fits their needs, measurable improvements every day from the heal method? The answer is a structured, adaptable, individualized plan. And then I also want to say with the right guidance. Because of course, you don't have to adjust and individualize that plan, right? That plan, the heal method already exists. And then I come in, I'm added to the equation with my 10 years and hundreds of stories and children and results and improvements, right? I come in and I make it right for your child. Make sense? Wonderful. Okay, so there we have it. That is the secret sauce of how consistent progress and new improvements come daily. And I tell you this not because I want to brag. I tell you this because I want you to know that it is possible for you too. So, how cool is it when you know, hey, I know exactly what to do so that my child gets the help they need? I want you to leave this video knowing that it is possible for you. I want you to leave this video knowing that it is possible for your child. And I also want you to know with the heal method, it is possible, even if it hasn't worked for you so far. It's not because of you. You are not wrong. There is a method, there is a plan and a system that shows you how. And that is the amazing part. Nothing is wrong with you. If you don't have consistent improvements or relief yet, you just don't yet have the heal method that makes parents see real results and children feel better naturally. So if you know, I'd like to have that. Please connect with me. Please connect with me. Put ready in the chat below this video, and I'll have a real conversation with you. This doesn't mean you have to commit to anything. I'll contact you in Facebook Messenger, so please look out for a Messenger uh, message from me. And just let's start to figure out if the heal method really could help and benefit your child, right? And then if you wish to, we can have a real conversation. It doesn't mean you have to commit to anything. It's just a first step in the right direction. And in the conversation, we look at where you stand, right? Where your child stands at the moment. Do you have any blind spots that you aren't recognizing yet? And we also check, does the heal method make sense for your child? And can it help you get the results you want for your child and family? So please don't worry. If you have a conversation with me, you don't have to commit to anything. It's really laid back. We're just having a nice chat, one mom to the other. And basically, it's about the question, what if it works, right? What if it works? Your direction, your heal method, helping children and families effectively because you deserve help. Your child deserves help. So, my dear, thank you very, very much for your time and for being here. Thank you also for your energy and your presence in this group. It's been wonderful. I'm looking forward to what comes next. And remember, with the right method, with the heal method, every day, children who need help see improvements and parents feel supported. See you very soon.